Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway for this Monday evening. And it is a grand evening. A lot of blue skies overhead, a few white fluffies, but no threat. The track condition listed as fast. The announcer listed as slow. The temperature a little cooler, but still nice, 19 degrees Celsius. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. And there are no changes in race number 1. In race number 2, note that number 3, 4-foot gimme, the driver is going to be Scott Coulter. Scott Coulter will drive number 3, 4-foot gimme in the second. In race number 3, scratched is number 6, She's a Sharpshooter. Note that number 7, Sega, the driver will be Brett McDonald. Brett McDonald drives 7 Sega in the third. Race number 4. Number 5, Miss Tori. Bridle change, open bridle to blinkers. That is open to blinkers on Miss Tori. Races 5 through 7. No changes, no changes. Races 5 through 7. In race number 8, number 1 is Sailor's Delight. Note sailed here on the 9th and was 5th. Beaten 5.5 lengths in 1:58.1. 5th beaten 5.5 in 1:58.1. Paul McKenzie will drive number 2, Tierra Dancer. Paul McKenzie on the 2. 4, Jam Outspoken, also raced on the 9th and was 7th. Beaten at 9.25 in 1:57.4. 7th beaten 9.25. 1:57.4. And scratched is number 6, Erica's Treasure. The 6 is out of the 8th. In race number 9, no changes. That is the final dash. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race number 1 has no changes. And the second dash, Scotty Coulter will drive number 3, 4-foot gimme. It is currently 17 minutes to post time, and time to welcome in Robert Reed Jr., our handicapping expert. How are you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic, Gary, and Wags. It's Marvelous Monday at Grand River Raceway, and it was a great weekend, of course, great harness racing action, and the official football season started on Thursday, but nothing like the first Sunday of football with all kinds of games on the schedule, and of course my Carolina Panthers lost in heartbreaking fashion, but overall it's always great when football is back. But we're going to kick off your harness racing week here at the river this evening with 9 dashes and cool betting menu tonight. The usual pick 5, early pick 4, late pick 4, but also a carryover in our super high 5, and that's going to come in race number 6, just over $2,900, and it becomes a must wager opportunity because when you get these carryovers, it helps eliminate the takeout and can really provide some nice payoff. So you want to make sure you're sharpening your pencil for all those multi-leg wagers, but also that super high 5 carryover in race number 6. Again, over $2,900 of dead money coming into it. Of course, the night starts off in race number 1. That pick 5 multi-leg wager starts there. Gary and I always map out suggested wagers for you. We'll come back and show you those at about 8 minutes to post.
Winback Farm was the #1 breeder in Delaware, New York, and Ontario for 2021 sire stakes. Highlighting Winback Farm's 2022 lineup are first crop yearlings from Courtly Choice, Jimmy Freight, McWicked, and Stag Party. Introducing the first North American yearlings from The Bank. Visit www.winbackfarm.com for sale lineups. Again, for more information, that's winbackfarm.com.
8 minutes away till the opener here at Grand River Raceway on a marvelous Monday night of harness racing action. And we're going to do what we always do around this time. Let's take a look at mine and Gary's suggested wagers for the Pick 5, which just started right away in the opener. Guaranteed pool, $2,500. There's a shot of some of our equine competitors tonight getting in the zone. Awesome shot from the paddock there. And here in the opening leg, I'm just going to start with a single, and that's the 2 Beach Friend. I thought that, you've kind of got to look in this colt's direction after last time going a long way in the lead, getting picked up by, a nice 2-year-old trotter in their own right first digit, and got the better of this one by a length. But Beach Friend has raced really well over this oval. A win in a second and 2 tries, and I think now tonight from post 2, we're going to see similar tactics, and Beach Friend will be very difficult to catch. So I'm going to single that one 2-1 on the board right now. I think this one will shift to favoritism before the word go here in the opener. Race number 2, the 2 and 3, that's Prince Shadow, and the 3 4-foot gimme. I'll be honest, I was keying the 2 Prince Shadow, then added the 3 4-foot gimme when I saw Scott Coulter picked up the drive on that one. I do think that this one obviously, has a chance in here because got a win over this surface 2 back, and now tonight getting back to more palatable company. 4-foot gimme now is a main player in there, but I do still give the edge of the 2 Prince Shadow in race number 2. In race number 3, 2 deep again. The 1 Better Kiss the Men, I think, is the one to beat with Rail Control. The 3 Sweetest Hustle, though, getting back to the river after a couple of nice efforts at Sarnia. The last one was a real good one, too. A dominant victory over that 5/8 of a mile oval, and did so in 54 and 3. So been doing good things for Jason Libby so far. Now 3rd start for that outfit. I think Sweetest Hustle is worth using in this pick 5 sequence. In race number 4, this is a tricky looking trotting contest. Going to go 3 deep with the 1, 4, and 5. I do think the 4 Wheeling and Rocking is the clear one to beat, but tough to really get excited about anyone in that race when none of them have tasted victory before. So I don't want to be married to a single. I'm going to use the 1 Johnny Cash. It's going to be 2nd start now for Kyle Bossens. Obviously the 4 Wheeling and Rockin' and the 5 Miss Tori. There's an equipment change on this filly tonight, and she's kind of been in the mix. So maybe she gets to the winner's circle for the first time tonight. But I do recognize the 4 Wheeling and Rockin', the likely one to beat in their 3 deep, 1, 4, and 5. In the money leg, race number 5, we're going to go 3 deep again. I do feel strongly about my top choice, the 1 True Horizon. Love that this one's back in the barn of Jacob Roberts. And last time made a break in stride, no chance after that. But just go down the page, you'll see multiple victories racing for this outfit. Rail Control, Colin Kelly back aboard. Love True Horizon's chances in there. Also going to use the 2 Black Creek Rosebud and the 4 Stargazing Cruiser. So that ticket for 20 cents, just $7.20. But let's see what Gary Guy has in store for us in this pick 5.
Well, I should tell you in the first race, I have an extra horse. I do have Beach Friend, but also Just Money. I just want coverage there in the first leg of the dash, although I do think Beach Friend is clearly the one to beat, set up by Dr. Ian Moore. And then in the second race, I have the 2 and 3, but I had the 3 all along, and you added the 3. If the 3 wins, I might be lodging an objection. I don't know. I have to ask Christine if that's allowed, what the cutoff time is. In race number 3, we have it the same, the 1 and 3, Better Kiss the Men and Sweetest Hustle. In the fourth race, well, we both have Wheelin' and Rockin' as the winner, but I have 2 horses, and number 7, Woodshed, one that might be able to pop at a price. I love Dave Holliday's barn. I think Jason Ryan's been driving well of late, and I'll take a flyer on one on the outside post and see if I could maybe add a little price into the pick 5. And in race number 5, we see this race differently. So I have Stargazing Cruiser and Kiss It Better. You do have Stargazing Cruiser, but you have True Horizon as the winner, and difference of opinion. $6.40.
Well, there you have it. So we have some similar thoughts in some races, very different in others. Myself and Gary, just 4 chances tonight for us to both cash a winning ticket in this race. And hey, look, I added in the 3 4-foot gimme in race number 2 because of what happens, as we're going through live and getting the changes. And that's what it's all about, right? When you're on the broadcast, you want to try to react to what's happening. So I did have to add that one in race number 2, spending a little bit more than Gary tonight. He's going the 2x2 approach. Has worked for him before. I'm going to go with a single and a little more coverage after that. But you map out your winning wagers for this sequence. Just 2 minutes away till race 1, the start of the guaranteed $2,500 pick 5 wager. We'll come back after the post where I take a closer look at the opening dash.
Field for race number 1 is on parade. 1, Bumpy Jack, Aaron Byron for Steve Heibacker. And number 2, Beach Friend, Paul McKenzie for Dr. Ian Moore in Ratchford Stables. And number 3, Just Money, Talbot for Pam Forkey. And number 4, Mistress of the Dark, Blair Burgess for RAW Equine and James Walker. And number 5, Sunset Ipona, Pat Hudon, Drives and Trains for Glenn Lyons and RAW Equine. And number 6, Coltrane DeVee, Rene Dion for SNR Racing. Field of 6, race number 1. We get maiden trotters to start things off and kick off the pick 5. And, well, we're going to start with a look at number 2, Beach Friend. But the pick 5 with maiden trotters, that does make it iffy. But this one sent up by Dr. Ian Moore certainly should be the favorite, I would assume. Rob?
Yeah, I would think so. I think come post time, Beach Friend will be the favorite. And the thing about Beach Friend here, Gary, is that there's a big experience edge, right, for this colt over his rivals in here, and an experience edge over this surface too. Some haven't, like Bumpy Jack hasn't been over the half yet, whereas this one's already been over Grand River twice and had a win by 8 lengths and was second beaten a length last time to a good win in first digit. So looked at this and thought that we know this one's sure-footed. We know he's going to be tough to catch here, and 8 to 5. I think that price is likely going to be 6 to 5 come post time, but that's why I singled him in the first leg of the pick 5.
And of course, Dr. Ian Moore always puts up big numbers, so that draws your attention as well. And Paul McKenzie, more than 9,000 wins lifetime. How about number 3, Just Money? Well, got into the money last race after a troubled start at Mohawk before that.
Yeah, it was last time it was a good effort. Got away in the 3-hole and just maintained that position, but obviously closed quite a bit of ground on Beach Friend, who was the leader, and First Digit, who was the pocket sitter who went on to victory. Started off the race more than 8 lengths in arrears at the quarter pole and only got beat just over a length. Still came home in 31 seconds flat. But I think this one is a logical one, underneath in here. Did take a lot of the early money, was the favorite when the betting opened and maintained that really until about maybe 4 or 5 minutes to post. I have a hard time putting her in front of Beach Friend, but I do think that she might be the main danger.
And she's definitely the one I'm cheering for here because of the pick 5 where you're singled up on Beach Friend. You know me. Number 1, Bumpy Jack. Had a bumpy go of things. An interference break in the qualifier, but he makes it first to start, and I'm sure you watched those qualifiers.
Yeah, it was a good effort. I mean, you got the interference break at the start, but that did make up quite a bit of ground, and only got beat just over 7 lengths. But home in 28-4, and this was kind of a tough one for me because there's quite a break right from that qualifier until now. So the big question is, what's Bumpy Jack been doing? Races for trainer Aaron Byron, and this was and driver Aaron Byron as well. And this horse was a $165,000 yearling purchase. So you've got to think that this horse is bound for much better things than this race. But I just didn't know what to do with Bumpy Jack in this situation. He might be the best horse long term, and in fact, I might be confident in saying that I might even bet money on that. But I just don't know if tonight's going to be the night. First start over a half, and we don't know what he's been doing in the last just under a month. So Bumpy Jack been taking support throughout the betting. I think he's certainly a danger in here, but it just depends on what the trip scenario is and if he's ready to roll.
And then number 5, Sunset Epona. Well, we saw on the paddock cam before they came out in post-parade, Pat Hudon laughing up a storm. He's always got a smile on his face, but this one didn't give him much reason to smile the last couple starts, but a bit of a smile here 3 races ago, finishing 3rd.
Yeah, I think this is a much better spot for Sunset Epona. And by the way, Pat Hudon, someone who I consider a dear friend of mine in this sport and in life. And you're right, I've never seen Pat without a smile on his face, and he's always, laughing and having a great time. I think that, he can expect some good things from this filly tonight. I think that, maybe the inside 3 might be a little bit too tough for her. But with the right trip scenario, I could see her making her way into the bottom end of the exotics, the try and the super, no question about that. She's shown enough ability and raced at the OSS grassroots level. While she hasn't really been overly competitive there, this is a much softer spot.
Well, it is a spot with 6 horses moving in behind the gate, and Bumpy Jack and Beach Friend on the inside. In the center, Just Money and Mistress of the Dark. Into the outside, Sunset Epona and Coltrane DeVee. It is a field of 6. It's race number 1, and they're working to the top of the stretch. Here they come. First of 9 dashes on a sunny Monday at the river. Here they come. Field for the first is at the start of the rough. Beach Friend, Just Money, Sunset Epona, and then Mistress of the Dark, and then Coltrane DeVee, and Bumpy Jack is off to a bumpy start, has gone off stride. Beach Friend has got the lead. Just Money racing second. Sunset Epona third. Then it is Mistress of the Dark as they work their way on down the backstretch heading to the opening quarter. Coltrane DeVee is racing second from last, and Bumpy Jack trails the field. Beach Friend leads as they race their way on past the opening quarter. Beach Friend at 7-5, and Just Money at 3-2 is right there in the pocket. Sunset Epona third is currently about 4 1/4 off the lead. Then it is Mistress of the Dark and Coltrane DeVee. Beach Friend leads as they race off the turn, heading towards the half off a 29 opening quarter. Just Money second. Beach Friend looking for his second panel breather, and no challengers, and Just Money's on the inside. And Beach Friend now surfing on past the half off that 29 opening quarter. Halftime was 59-3, a 30-3 second panel. Just Money is staying right there in the pocket. Then a gap of a couple. Sunset Epona, and racing fourth is Mistress of the Dark, and then Coltrane DeVee. But the front 2 have separated on the field. Beach Friend and Just Money. Beach Friend is still merrily moving along on the lead in front of length and 3/4. Just Money is racing second. And now those two have a gap of about 6 in behind them to the third one, Sunset Epona. From the backfield, Bumpy Jack is trying to make a recovery after a bumpy start and a break. 3/4, 129-4. Beach Friend, Just Money trying to stay close, and Just Money now is starting to close on the outside. Beach Friend gets a little urging. Beach Friend, just money as they turn for home. Beach Friend on the inside, just money to the outside. They're going to duel to the finish. Beach Friend is game, but just money is closing. Beach Friend, though, was game on the inside and turned back just money. Bumpy Jack third, and then Coltrane DeVee was fourth, 159 and 4. Beach Friend got a little bit of a scare thrown into him, but still dug in so gamely that maybe it wasn't as much of a scare as I might have thought.
Yeah, I'll be honest here. On the turn for home at the top of the stretch there, I was a little bit concerned because Just Money was closing in nicely, but you can see this one repelled that challenge late. But that the filly did get a little bit steppy in the late stages there, right before the wire. I don't think it made a difference, but Beach Friend, certainly likes it here at the river. 2 wins now and a second and 3 tries.
And I do have to mention that the inquiry sound will go up pertaining to one Bumpy Jack, and got off to a bumpy start. We saw that interference break in the qualifier, but the start, post position 1 for a young 2-year-old just didn't work out well.
Yeah, sometimes it kind of has that effect, and you can see Aaron Byron try to get him off the gate and get settled. I mean, sometimes these young trotters don't like being crowded and being stuck on the inside of their rivals to the outside of them. And he kind of lost them in the early stages, but made a big recovery and made a nice move to get around horses. So, like I said, I think Bumpy Jack is definitely bound for better things in this class. We're just going to have to wait on his next try and keep an eye where he lands.
Well, we thought it was had a good chance of being a 2-horse race, and it certainly turned into that, although Bumpy Jack with a recovery to finish third, and then Coltrane DeVee and Beach Friend, you're a single in the pick 5. Really dug in gamely. I took the coverage with Just Money and thought maybe I had it there for a moment, but that was really impressive by Beach Friend. 2-3-1-6, the inquiry pertaining to one Bumpy Jack. Back in front of us is the winner of race number 1. It's number 2 Beach Friend, a 2-year-old Enterprise Bay Colt, owned by Ratchford Stables, trained by Dr. Ian Moore. It's the second win this year in lifetime for the 2-year-old Beach Friend, and the winning drive to Paul McKenzie. Fans note the judges ruling that number 1 Bumpy Jack did not violate the braking regulations. The first race, payouts to Beach Friend, 480, 280, 210, 3 Just Money, 270, 210, 1 Bumpy Jack, 220, $2 exactor, $790, dollars rise, $760, super, $26.65. First race order of finish from the top, 312654. That's 312654. Field for the second is on parade. 1, Flamin' Terror, Cullen Kelleher, Kyle Bossens, and Ephraim Zook. Number 2 is Prince Shadow, Brent Madonna for Paul Cameron and Jody Jamieson, and Paul and Jamie Cameron. And number 3, 4 Foot Gimme, Scott Calder for Sean Stacy and Diane Bertrand. Number 4, It Is What It Is, Molly Chaldeborth for Katarina Bosniak. Number 5 is Arts Fire, Chaldeborth for Meg Crone and Fred Brayford. And number 6, I Ain't No Mac, Aaron Byron for Steve Heimbecker. Field of 6, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. The fans are all over number 2, Prince Shadow, sent out by Paul Cameron with Brett McDonald driving. Now, the recent form isn't great, but Prince Shadow, they expect more. And, well, you've seen this one racing at Mohawk. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually gave this one a chance to get a good piece underneath in his latest in the Horse Players Journal, Gary, on September 6th. And non-winners of 1 at Mohawk Park. And he got away well, got away in the 2-hole, and then faded back. And this is now going to mark his second start out of the barn of trainer Paul Cameron. And you got to like the move, coming over here to the river after facing tougher competition. It was racing against the OSS grassroots rivals, and did finish 6th at Georgian Downs 2 back. In a shorter field. But, it was a decent account of himself. And I think that on this occasion, he's going to try to go to the front from post 2 and might be able to take this field all the way.
Well, it looks like he's kind of warming up with a bit of intent. And look, number 3, 4 Foot Gimme, Scott Calder added, and I've thought about it, and I've taken down my objection. I think you're okay to put that in there. And your thoughts on 4 Foot Gimme with Scott Calder?
All right, I'm glad that you're letting this one go tonight. And well, listen, at the end of the day, I mean, Sean Stacy certainly is someone who can get the job done as a driver, and he's done it from time to time. But he's a trainer first and foremost, and you got to love the fact that he put Scott Coulter down to drive tonight. And Colin Kelly drove us 1 to victory, 2 back from the pole position here at the river. Now post 3 tonight for Scotty. I think this horse, has to be considered because that effort was a good one, and the other starts were all against tougher rivals, for the most part. Even the one here where he got beat by 8 lengths was against Pick 6 King, who I'd be more than happy to bet in this spot. So I think 4 Foot Gimme is the logical one underneath, and might be one that you get a little bit of equity back on for those who maybe didn't know Scott Coulter was driving, because I've even been guilty at times of making my wagers without checking the changes. So 5-2 on the board right now, better value than our top selection, but I think that one is still the one to beat.
Number 4, It Is What It Is, Molly. Well, what it is a much better second qualifier, and did qualify over here, so at least has experience over here. But the back half in that last qualifier stands out.
It does, and I was really impressed with what she was doing in the final quarter of it too, with Trevor Henry aboard. And the winner of that qualifier is one that I thought has a good chance in their race at Mohawk Park coming up. So the one thing I guess that the setback for me with her in this spot, I kind of got excited when I saw her coming off that qualifier. She's in against the boys, right? I mean, there are top 2 selections, a couple of male rivals, and she's making the first start of her life. So I think that she's one to keep a close eye on and tap for next time. I think more so landing on the bottom end of the exotics might be the ceiling this time around, but I was impressed with that most recent qualifier.
And we do have to give some thought about 5 Arts Fire, because Meg Crone puts up numbers, and again this year, Tyler Moore drives, and this is one that's had a qualifier here.
Yeah, another one that, coming off a decent qualifier, and you got to like it too when they've had their qualifier over this surface. And also, it is what it is. Molly did that as well on her first, qualifier on August 31st. But Arts Fire, yeah, finished second in his, came home in 1 minute and 2. One that I think is probably going to go out there and make a decent account of himself tonight, but probably needs a start or 2 before we're going to see his best. So 5-1 on the board right now. I think that's a bit of a shorter price than I'd be willing to take, but underneath the exotics, no question about it.
Well, the first and second race have a parallel. We have the 2 and 3 were the top two in the first race, and that's the way it played out, with the 2 being the favorite and winning. And again here, the 2 at 4 to 5, and number 3, 4-Foot Gimme, at 2 to 1. Taking up their positions, Flamin' Terror, Prince Shadow. In the center, 4-Foot Gimme. It is what it is. Molly to the outside, Arts Fire, and I ain't no Mac. It's a field of 6. Race number 2. It is post time. Here they come. Giddy up. Field 4, race number 2 is at the start of the rough. Prince Shadow, 4-Foot Gimme, Flamin' Terror on the inside. Then it is what it is Molly and Arts Fire, and I ain't no Mac is back trailing the field. And right now Prince Shadow with the front, but 4-Foot Gimme continues to drive on the outside. And now 4-Foot Gimme wants to come on and clear to the lead. And now it is 4-Foot Gimme on top, with Prince Shadow racing in the pocket, but not for long. Prince Shadow's going to come back around and will be on top. 4-Foot Gimme races the pocket. Flamin' Terror third. It is what it is. Molly is fourth, and the trailing pair, Arts Fire and I Ain't No Mac, 27 and 4, the opening quarter. And they work their way on around the turn. Prince Shadow is 1 to 5 on the board and leads 4-Foot Gimme. Advantage is a length and 3/4, and Flamin' Terror third. It is what it is. Molly is racing fourth. Then Arts Fire and I Ain't No Mac, and they race up to the half. Prince Shadow and Brett McDonald being shadowed by 4-Foot Gimme and Scotty Calder. 57 and 2 halftime, 29 and 3 second panel. Flamin' Terror's on the inside third, about 3 off the lead. And then to the outside, it is what it is. Molly, then Arts Fire and I Ain't No Mac. It is still Prince Shadow with a front. Into the backstretch to go. Prince Shadow and 4-Foot Gimme. It is what it is. Molly on the outside now is getting up a little bit closer, is only about 2 1/4 off the lead. And then Flamin' Terror trailing pair Arts Fire and Ain't No Mac, and they race their way on towards the 3/4, and it is Prince Shadow. It is what it is. Molly is chipping away. 4-Foot Gimme is still there in the pocket. 3/4, 127 and 4, and Prince Shadow. It is what it is. Molly and then Flamin' Terror, and 4-Foot Gimme needs to find some track now as they turn for home. And it is what it is. Molly on the inside fighting back. Prince Shadow up the passing lane is 4-Foot Gimme. But it is what it is. Molly is going to win, and then finishing second, Prince Shadow and 4-Foot Gimme and Flamin' Terror. 1:59 and 1 is the mile time. It goes to is what it is, Molly. And you know why I'm laughing, Rob? Before we went on air, I told Christine to take one of the horses off my pick 5 from the second race. You know who it was.
Oh, wow. It is what it is, Molly. And you know what? She ends up going off at a monster price. I thought that we'd likely, see her maybe do this in her second or third start. But we get to see it tonight, and it certainly helped, too, that she comes first over, against a horse that we did stop, when forwardly placed last time, and certainly did shorten his stride again tonight. So he hurt the chances of the likes of the 3-4-Foot Gimme and all that. But at the end of the day, she still wins by a comfortable margin. She came off that nice qualifier, and I should have had more confidence in a filly to beat the boys.
Well, and it certainly was a game effort. But and Prince Shadow raced really well, but Prince Shadow they kind of went maybe a bit of a strong quarter to get that lead.
Yeah, they definitely mixed it up early on, that one in 4-Foot Gimme. But, still, when you get that middle half in a minute, you should be able to, close out your mile. I mean, looked like he was getting pretty tired, on the start of that final turn. And that's what really helped it, is what it is. Molly kind of grind that one away. So 12 to 1 on the board. Again, that's a big number on this horse. I mean, I saw 5 or 6 to 1, thought that was a bit short, but 12 to 1's good. And this is going to be a real nice knockout for that pick 5.
And I thought with 4-Foot Gimme had to wait a little too long for the passing lane, and that really did in that one's chances to get into the top 2.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you got a horse in front of you that's again shortening stride, but the one thing I'm surprised about is 4 foot Gimme didn't get past Prince Shadow, right? So I thought we might see that one, try to battle along up the passing lane and maybe get into the win photo with It Is What It Is Molly, but couldn't even get past the leader. So that might be a testament to that It Is What It Is Molly being maybe a little better than we're giving her credit for.
And Flame and Terror at 30 to 1 to round out the top four. Back in front of us, It Is What It Is Molly, a 2-year-old Control the Moment brown filly, owned by JJ Stables, trained by Katerina Bosniak, and Tyler Borth is the winning driver. It Is What It Is Molly scores in her debut mile. 159 and 1. Second race payouts for It Is What It Is Molly, $26.80, $4 250, two Prince Shadow 220, 210 and 3, 4-foot Gimme 220. $2 exactor, $35.40, dollar try, forget the try for now. The double, 2 and 4, 41.20. The dollar try is numbers 4, 2 and 3 and returns 66.20. The dollar super, 168.85. The second race for a finish from the top is a 423-165. That's 423-165.
Real nice effort from It Is What It Is, Molly there in her lifetime debut to get the job done. Bust me out of the pick five, bust Gary out of the pick five. But, in fairness, he did send me that ticket that he had marked. But that's one of the rules in handicapping and in gambling, isn't it? You don't ever change your ticket. You got to bet what your original instincts are, because sometimes that's the way it will shake out. But the good news is we got the start of the early pick four starting right here in race number 3, guaranteed pool, $2,500. And let's take a look at what ticket I've mapped out for you. A beautiful shot of the Allura sky there. Some light coming in from the heavens. Hopefully it's going to shine a winning ticket on for us here in this early pick four sequence. Got the 1 and 3 here in the opening leg. Better Kiss the Men is my top selection surprise right now. That right now she's sitting at 5-1 on the board. Love the fact that she gets back to the inside. Dominant winner 3 and 4 back in this class. Last couple have been a little bit, maybe a little bit underwhelming from tougher posts. Overland journeys in both of them. I'm hoping she goes right to the lead tonight, or at least tries to. Sweetest Hustle, the 3, what I'm throwing in. Don't have the 5. Shadow and Red's Honey, who is bet down to even money, but is stepping up significantly up the class ladder tonight. Race number 4, the 1, 4, and 5. I do like Wheel and Rock as my top selection, the 4, but I'm throwing in the 1, Johnny Cash, second time Kyle Boston's, and the 5, Miss Tori, with an equipment change tonight. Race number 5, 3 deep again with the 1, 2, and 4. Very fond of the 1, True Horizon. Second start back in the barn of Jacob Roberts. Has some victories, quite a few victories actually for that conditioner. Love the fact that she gets the rail to work from as well. Also using the 2, Black Creek Rosebud. And the 4, Stargazing Cruiser, race number 6. It's going to be the money leg of this pick 4, the start of the next pick 4, and our super high 5 carryover of just over $2,900. So that's really the swing race, right? That's the race that's going to decide everyone's night. Race number 6, and it's a good one. Non-winners of 2,000, last 3. I'm going to go 2 deep. My top selection is the classy veteran Ideal Jet Speedster. From the outside, 46 lifetime wins, was a winner in a class above this on July 11th. I think we're going to see him leaving like a rocket tonight off the gate. I think he can beat this field, but I'm also going to use the 3 first glance, because that one was so good here 2 back when returning to this oval, when a first over trip. finished second to Capitano Italiano, and I think that one will enjoy getting back to the river. So two deep in the final leg, no singles in this pick four sequence. $7.20 is the cost of that ticket. But you've got 2 minutes to map out your winning wagers for this early pick four sequence. We'll come back after the post spread, take a closer look at race number 3.
Field for race number 3 on parade 1. Better Kiss the Man, Samuel Filion for Rafael Barossa. And number 2 is Watcher Fly, Nick Boyd for Craig Bars and Nurko Sokolovic. Number 3 is Sweetest Hustle, Scott Culliver, Jason Libby, Lower Keeling. And number 4, Sexy Playmate, Colin Kelly for Kyle Bossons. Number 5, Shadow and Reds, Honey Talbot for Shane Barrington and Max Stable. Number 6, Scratch 7, Wasega, Brapadana for Les Posen. And number 8 is Big Lady J, Travis Embry for Cassidy Schneider and Robert Chappell. Field of 7, race number 3. We're going to start with a look down on the inside with one Better Kiss the Men. And I do expect a better outing from Better Kiss the Men than the last two. Post position 1 could really fit her nicely.
Yeah, I think it's going to make all the difference in the world, right, Gary? Because the last couple, she's gotten away 6th and 5th. Basically, in order with her post position, she had the 6 hole and the 5 hole, both times overland for much of that journey, and then had to settle for a smaller share. If you go further down to when she had, post, 3 here, she went right to the lead. And when she had the rail over at Georgian Downs in a $15,000 condition claimer, she did the same. She went forward actually to the 2 hole before winning out of that spot by a comfortable margin at the wire. So I think it's kind of the post position game for her. And now she gets the inside. She's going to leave out of there. Hopefully get a favorable trip either on the lead or maybe in the 2 hole. And, that price that we saw earlier, I didn't think there was any way we're going to get 5 to 1 on her. She's not on a 2 to 1. I think she's a deserving favorite in here and should be the one to beat based on the fact she gets to lead from that pole position.
And talk about a hot barn, 22 starts from Rafael Barossa this year, 11 winners. That's huge, 50%. Number 3, Sweetest Hustle, though. Talk about a sweet one. This one's last start at Sarnia.
Yeah, you know what I love about her start at Sarnia? So I watched that race live, and she wins on the front end, and maybe she gets a softer second quarter, but her bookend half is 55-4. That's pretty impressive over that 5/8 of a mile oval. And I think she's really kind of improved. She improved for trainer Bill Budd. She was a winner at Mohawk Park, 3 back for that barn. then went to the barn of Jason Libby with a tough first over trip, 2 back at Hiawatha, and then last time obviously a dominant winner. So she does kind of probably face a tougher group here, but I think she's well suited against this group and should have every chance against them, especially if she goes forward off the gate. Not so sure, how well Watch Your Fly will get off the switch, but I think as Sweetest Hustle leaves out of there, her stock rises. 7-2 on the board right now. I think it's a fair price.
And certainly we talked about a hot barn in Rafael Bourassa. Jason Libby, 81 starters this year, 26 winners. Giddy up. Number 4, Sexy Playmate, is one that, hasn't raced since July the 13th. But that qualifier, decent qualifier, 58-4.
Yeah, it was a good qualifier. You know what you want to see from one, returning off the bench. She got away in the 2 hole. She took care of business. She went off and she won in 58-4. She's going to obviously have to drop time tonight to go with these. But at the same time, Sexy Playmate had a pretty good season, up until, moving onto the shelf for a bit. I mean, her latest in the Prospect Series, yeah, she faded to finish 4th, but the winner of that race was Arkell. And the second place finisher was Better Double Flip, who both would be more than competitive against this group. She made the final of the Kin Pace. Before that, she won the City of London. I think she's kind of flying under the radar here. She might need a start or two to get back in the swing of things. But I don't think, pound for pound, as a horse, she should be 19-1 against this group. I think she merits much more respect than that.
And number 2, Watch Her Fly. Is she going to fly better from the better post here?
I think she might. Yeah, I mean, you got to like the fact that she had 7-hole last time. Now she gets post 2. J120 was the winner of the last 2 races she was in against. I mean, that filly would be a overwhelming favorite against this group. And now Watch Her Fly from post 2 might be able to just get away off the gate, sit on the pylons, hide out, and get a piece of it. 10-1 on her from an inside post. Definitely one you don't want to leave off the bottom end of your exotics.
We had to overlook Big Lady J because outside post, but we've seen some big miles from her. But 10-1 on Big Lady J if you're looking to take a flyer, and one that definitely has some ability. 4 wins and 8 starts on the year. Taking up their positions, Better Kiss the Men on the inside. Watch Her Fly. In the center, Sweetest Hustle, Sexy Playmate, and Shadow and Red's Honey. To the outside was Sega, Big Lady J. It is a field of 7 for the third. Field for the third race, into the stretch drive, gathering speed. They're at the start of the rough. Watch Her Fly, Sweetest Hustle, Better Kiss the Men. Big Lady J on the outside is driving hard into the turn. And then along to the inside, Sexy Playmate. Shadow and Red's Honey and Wasega. On into the backstretch to go. Better Kiss the Men, Watch Her Fly. Big Lady J continues on with a big effort on the outside. Big Lady J is going to stride up now and try to clear to the front of her. Better Kiss the Men, and then went off stride trying to get to the lead. Better Kiss the Men. Watch Her Fly second. Sweetest Hustle third. Sexy Playmate is fourth, and then Shadow and Red's Honey was second. Big Lady J is back trailing the field. 28-3 of the opening quarter. Better Kiss the Men. 4-5 on the board. Leads Watch Her Fly. Sweetest Hustle third. Shadow and Red's Honey now is moving on the outside. Then it is Sexy Playmate and Wasega. And back to Big Lady J. They're off the turn heading to the half. Better Kiss the Men and semi-Phil with the prime. Watch Her Fly filling the pocket. Shadow and Red's Honey to the outside is chipping away and is only a length and a half off the lead. Sweetest Hustle is down to the inside, racing forward. Then Wasega is on the outside 5. Then it is back to Sexy Playmate and Big Lady J. Better Kiss the Men off that 1 minute half with a 31-2 second panel breather. Better Kiss the Men. Watch Her Fly is flying from a good spot in the pocket. Shadow and Red's Honey on the outside is trying to get up a little bit closer. Wants to Shadow. Better Kiss the Men to 3/4. Better Kiss the Men. Shadow and Red's Honey is chipping away, getting closer now. And third is Watch Her Fly. And then it is Wasega, Sweetest Hustle, and Sexy Playmate and Big Lady J. 3/4, 129-2. Better Kiss the Men as they turn for home. Better Kiss the Men and Watch Her Fly. On down the stretch, Rob the coming. Shadow and Red's Honey. Better Kiss the Men. Watch Her Fly off the trip up the inside. Better Kiss the Men. Watch Her Fly. Better Kiss the Men coming flying late. Sweetest Hustle to pick up second. Then Watch Her Fly and Shadow and Red's Honey. 158-3. Better Kiss the Men off a half of 1 minute. Got a little breather there in the second panel. Well, more than a little breather. And, well, Rob, that was That was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, when she got that second quarter breather, I thought it was going to be lights out. Now she did obviously gets put to a drive here in the stretch, and I mean the only one that was really potentially going to get to her was going to be the three sweetest hustle, and I mean that's one we got to circle for next time because she's progressing very nicely for trainer Jason Libby. She had all kinds of pace in the stretch, but we really thought, Gary, that Better Kiss the Man would go to the lead tonight from the pole position. She did exactly that. She controlled the race, certainly got a soft middle half, but still emerged victorious.
Yeah, and unfortunately the price did drop on us. We loved that price earlier, but understandably went down to 4 to 5.
Yeah, we knew it would plummet, right? It kind of had to because you looked at it 4-1 last time from post six. Before that, she was bet down to 70 cents to the dollar. So you would think she was going to take big time support getting back to the rail, and she ends up converting as a favorite. I don't think she's that short in the pick five wager. Maybe the pick four because it obviously starts in this leg, but overall there was a little bit of value to be had in the bottom end of the exotics, and hopefully we see that with the likes of Watch Her Fly, landing third at 10-1.
And by the way, the next time Big Lady J draws anywhere, because just got driven too hard trying to get to the front, but that's a really, really nice mare.
Oh, it is. Yeah, and we've seen her do that before, right? From post 8. Blast off, try to get to the lead. It was on Industry Day last time, and she was parked a long way before actually almost getting to the lead, but then faded back to ninth. And what did she do next time, Gary? She drew the 3-hole, and she went right back to the winner's circle. So looking forward to seeing her draw back inside.
Coming back in front of us, the winner of race number 3, One Better Kiss the Man, a 4-year-old better than Cheddar Bay mare, owned by Mark Jelena. Rafael Barossa is the trainer. Samuel Filion, the winning driver. 4th win in 6 starts this year. 9th win lifetime. Better Kiss the Man. The third race, page 1, Better Kiss the Man, $3.90, $2.80, $2.43. Sweetest Hustle, $3, $3.62. Watch Her Fly, $3, $2 exact, or $12.80. Dollar Try, $22.50. Dollar Super, $57.90. The third race, order of finish from the top, 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, scratch 5, 7. That's 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, scratch 5, 7. Fans, a driver change in race number 7. Number 3, Carson's Shadow will be Brett McDonald. Race 7, 3, Carson's Shadow. Brett McDonald will drive. Note in race 8, number 2, Tierra Dancer, the driver will be Paul McKenzie. Race 8, 2, Tierra Dancer, Paul McKenzie. And ninth race, number 7, Insanity, Jason Ryan. Jason Ryan will drive 7, Insanity, in the ninth. Field 4, race number 4 on parade. 1 is Johnny Cash, Colin Kelly for Kyle Bossens and All-Star Farms. Number 2 is Plans Change, Tom Smith for Jane Walker. And number 3 is Tony Cash, Smilin' Pat Houdon drives and trains for AJ Cash Sales Limited. And 4 is Wheelin' and Rockin' Wayne Henry for John Newell. And 5, Miss Tori Bruce Richardson for Paul Meagans in Saltwater Stable. And number 6, Alexa Play Country, Ron Waples for Ron Waples Jr. and James Fullerton. And number 7, Woodshed, Jason Rod for Dave Holiday and Graham Jackson. Field of 7, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. We're going to start with number 4, Wheelin' and Rockin', and Wayne Henry hasn't rocked into the winner's circle of yet, but does show improving form.
Yeah, and no one has made their way to the winner's circle yet in this field, Gary. And Wheelin' and Rockin' has hit the board in 6 of 14 this season, and is one that I think you've got to look at in this group and think he's got to have a pretty big chance to finally break his maiden, because he's been racing pretty well at Flamborough Downs and Georgian Downs before that. And if you go down to just the bottom of the page, June 24th was second here to La Bromontois. So, again, I look at him and think, well, he's the most likely winner in the group, but it's hard to get excited about, anyone at a short price in here. He's holding steady at 5-2 right now. I'd be shocked if he goes off at that number. I think he's got to be favorite come post time.
Number 5, Miss Tori, is the one that's favored. Equipment change, open bridle to blinkers, and, at least last race was a 4th, maybe a race to build on, but 0 for 13 in the win column and just 3 top 3s.
Yeah, and she got away well off the gate on that one, right? So some of those other efforts, she got away, 4th or 6th, and I think that speed last time is encouraging, and also the equipment change, suggests she's going to be handled aggressively again this evening. So one that's been kind of knocking at the door as of late, and I think she can make her way into the exact, maybe even win the race. I did think she was the most likely one to get the better of Wheelin' and Rockin', but if they were both going off at 9-5, I would certainly lean in the other direction. I think her price will float up, though, before the word go.
Well, it won't float up anywhere near what it was last week. 52-1 10 days ago for Miss Tori, and now sitting at 9-5, and that was off a 4th place finish. 1, Johnny Cash, and the Orange Blossom Special, Colin Kelly driving for Kyle Bossens, and you see a lot of X's on the dance card.
Lots of X's, and it's one of those ones where, last time Johnny Cash took a lot of support at the windows. Ended up going off at 5-2, but was bet throughout the betting. And this is going to be second start now for trainer Kyle Bossens. I don't like the fact that you see a lot of breaks in stride, and he's going to be leaving from the rail. Not the best spot always for a trotter that makes breaks. But I think if this one does stay flat, we might see better things from him. And he's taking money again. He's 5-1 right now. Second start, for a barn that we respect, and we are happy to go to the windows on. This is one that you've got to kind of hold your breath if you're going to bet him, because I think he's probably about even money or so to make a break in stride. But if he does, my manners, he's got a chance against this group.
And then number 3, Tony Cash, and our friend Hurricane Pat Houdon, Smilin' Pat, and 12-1 on the board right now.
Yeah, I love the acknowledgement to you, Gary, in the post parade there. I gotta love Pat Houdon, and this is one that I know we've kind of chased a little bit underneath at a price in the past here, and he made a break 2 starts back, took support to 11-1 in that effort, and now gets to draw inside again after having post 8 last time at Georgian Downs at a much bigger price. So I think Tony Cash is kind of in the same boat as one like Johnny Cash here. If he can mind his manners, he can make his way into the exotics and maybe help this ticket pay nicely. And 14-1 on the board is probably about the right price on Tony Cash.
And the one that I used on the very bottom of the top 4 was number 2, Plans Change, and only because I see 6th, then 5th, then 4th. At least we're seeing improvement from Plans Change.
Yeah, inside post, and the other thing too, I see only one break on the dance card, as you say, and that might be important here, right? Because this is a race where, by all right, looking at the program, we might see quite a few of them make a mistake.
Well, it's a field of 7, race number 4, Maiden Trotters. Johnny Cash on the inside with Plans Change in the center. Tony Cash wheeling and rocking, and Miss Tori to the outside. Alexa, play country at Woodshed. It's a field of 7, and it is race number 4. They're into the stretch drive. They're at the start of the rough, and wheeling and rocking. Miss Tori. Tony Cash is forwardly placed. Then on the outside, Woodshed. On the inside is Johnny Cash, and then Plans Change. And back trailing the field, Alexa play country. Johnny Cash hit a sour note early and went off stride. Miss Tori has got the lead. Tony Cash is second, about 3.5 from the front. Wheeling and rocking is currently rocking the third position. Then it is Woodshed and Plans Change and Alexa play country, and they roll their way on past that opening quarter in 29-2. Miss Tori has a lead right now of about 2.25. Tony Cash is second. Wheeling and rocking is on the inside third and is currently situated about 3 3/4 lengths from the front. Then it is Woodshed and Plans Change and Alexa play country, and they work their way off the turn. They head up towards the half. Miss Tori and Bruce Richardson has the lead right now. Miss Tori at 2-1 with a lead of about 2.5 or 3. Tony Cash is racing second, and then wheeling and rocking third, and Woodshed is fourth, 1 minute and 2/5 the halftime. Alexa play country plays on the outside now, and then Plans Change. On down the backstretch they go. It is Miss Tori with the front. Tony Cash is second. Wheeling and rocking is wheeling up a little bit closer, but is going to stay on the inside. Well, and now going off stride, Tony Cash wheeling and rocking. Inherited a good spot and then didn't know what to do with it. Went off stride. Alexa play country is now second. Woodshed is third. They roll their way towards the top of the stretch, and it is Miss Tori, 3/4 1, 30-4, and the field is about to turn for home. Miss Tori, Alexa play country, and Woodshed is racing third, and the field turns on down the stretch drive, and Miss Tori leads it by about 2. Miss Tori, Alexa play country, Woodshed up the inside. Miss Tori is going to win. Woodshed was second. Alexa play country, and then Plans Change. 202 flat. Miss Tori down to 2-1. Took that money early and stayed at a lower price and lived up to it, Rob.
Yeah, and the blinkers went on, and she had intentions right off the gate, right, Gary? She went straight to the lead, and this one, has been handled more aggressively in some of her recent efforts, and this time, gets to the winner's circle for the first time in her career, and does so in style, right? Went to the front and was never really challenged at any point. No one could get near her, and a few horses made those miscues that took them out of contention. But yeah, Miss Tori, you can see here the body language from Bruce Richardson just really under a tight hold right to the wire. It was an easy victory for this filly.
And then we didn't talk about Woodshed, although that was my second choice, and managed to sneak up the inside and pick up second. One of the things I like Dave Holliday's barn, and also, as we mentioned, only one break. We talked about Plans Change, only one break on the dance card. Same story for Woodshed. So stayed flat and kept progressing as others got out of the way.
Yeah, and you beat a couple horses off the gate too, which is always important, right? And listen, Woodshed, I think, is a horse you've got to respect whenever he draws a post. I just kind of went off him this time around because that difficult starting spot at post 7, and with some horses making breaks and him getting away well off the gate, it certainly lent itself to him getting into the play spot. But just got up over Alexa Play Country at a real bomb price on the board, which would have really set up a nice exacta. But either way, this is going to be a big try in Super.
It's a 5-7-6-2, and is your dog barking at the pizza guy delivering?
He actually is right now. I was going to make the joke and say, the dogs are barking because we've got these underdogs hitting the ticket here, trying to be something clever. But Gary Guy calls me out on it. Pizza guy shows up right in the middle of being on the broadcast. Here we go. And it is pizza tonight. Well, some nights it's not pizza. Tonight it's pizza.
Well, there you go. pizza night at the mansion in Newmarket, and 5 Miss Tori winning in the 4th race. 5762. Back in front of us is Miss Tori, a 3-year-old Muscle Mass Bay filly owned by Saltwater Stable, trained by Paul Meegans. It's the first win for Miss Tori, and the winning drive to Bruce Richardson. The 4th race payouts. 5 Miss Tori, 620, 310, 337. Woodshed, 980, 536. Alexa Play Country, 470. $2 exactor, 2720. Dollar try, $107. Dollar super, 1059.05. fourth race. Order of finish from the top: 7, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 2. Field for the fifth on parade. It's Collins VIP Patio Party Race. 1, True Horizon, Colin Kellyford, Jacob Roberts, and Steve Adams. Number 2, Black Creek Rosebud, Ride Roche for Mark McCormick. Number 3 is Etam Jelly, Paul McKenzie, Terry Gillette, and Alan Kepfer. And 4 Stargazing Cruiser, Brent Donovan, Ron McDonald. And 5, Bright Out a Little Bit, Travis Henry for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider Jr. And number 6, Kiss It Better, Scott Culver, Dennis Kerr, and Shelley Kerr. Field of 6, race 5, Collins VIP Patio Party Pace. And let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 1, True Horizon. Well, Rob, a break at Hanover last time out, but that didn't deter you from taking this one on top. The recent line certainly part of that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that recent break in stride, Gary. That was against a pretty solid group as well. It was an optional $8,500 claimer. And, getting back in the barn of trainer Jacob Roberts and had success with this mare. And you can see victories and one right here. I'd say it was obviously in a straight $7,000 claimer, but not really much more difficult than the group that she faces tonight on July 13th, and was a winner here also on June 27th out of this barn. So love the pole position, love that Colin Kelly's back in the bike, and I think that we're going to see this one push out hard early on and might be able to control this race throughout.
Well, you get a really nice price of 7-1. There's my top one, 4 Stargazing Cruiser. Back-to-back runner-up finishes at Georgian Downs coming into this one.
Yeah, she looks really sharp on the track right now. And I thought that, that 2-1 morning line would likely be the price we'd see here tonight. And right now it's actually a couple of ticks lower than that at 7-5. Love those last 2 efforts, finishing second, $8,500 claiming handicap at Georgian Downs. And I think, probably faces pound for pound a softer group here tonight. But, of course, the action's coming for her because of that, right, at 6-5. So I did go in the direction of what I thought would give us value, and True Horizon right now is giving me a lot more value than I expected. I did not expect 8-1. I thought more like, 3 or 4-1. So I like Stargazing Cruiser, but going in the other direction, hoping for a better price.
Number 2, Black Creek Rosebud, went to the front from post 6 at Clinton 2 races ago. Raced really well. Now gets post 2.
Yeah, inside speed, right? That's why I like Black Creek Rosebud here, and we've seen this one, go to the lead many times in her recent form, and sometimes she's able to go all the way. And I think that this group here tonight, I don't really think she's going to want to cut it out. I don't know if that's going to work out well for her, but I think she will, land a decent spot off the gate, and if she kind of just hides out, she can get a piece of this. And I don't think she should be 9-1 right now. This was a field actually that I thought that it'd be one of those ones, Gary, where we wouldn't see anyone double digits. We're seeing that right now, but I thought really they should all be 6-1 or less, because I think it's a pretty competitive group pound for pound.
And some people might say, well, Black Creek Rosebud also had post 2 last race, but at Clinton, sloppy track and tired on the sloppy track and the late going fast track here tonight. Number 3, Etam Zelli, back-to-back wins before going to Flamborough last race, and well, it didn't work out.
No, it wasn't, that great of an effort at all. But, I mean, you almost want to give her a pass, right? Because you just have to look, like you said, back to her 2 before that. And she went to the winner's circle in consecutive efforts here at the River. So getting back here to Grand River Raceway might be the key for her. And I actually thought she would take a lot of support tonight. I thought that, that 5-2 morning line was probably bang on with her. But she's going off at a much better price right now at 6-1. So on that value, I would probably give her a little more of a bump in my rankings. But still, True Horizon at 7-1, sign me up.
And I did use 6 Kiss It Better as my second choice, and one that I threw on that ill-fated pick 5. But Kiss It Better 7-2 is right now the second choice on the board. True Horizon, Black Creek Rosebud on the inside. In the center, Etam Zelli, Stargazing Cruiser in the center. To the outside, Bright Down a Little Bit, and Kiss It Better. Hits a field of 6, race 5, Collins VIP Patio Party Pace. Here they come. Giddy up. And the field for the 5th is at the start in the rough. True Horizon, Black Creek Rosebud, Stargazing Cruiser, Etam Zelli, Bright Out a Little Bit, and Kiss It Better is back trailing the field. Into the backstretch they go. True Horizon with the front. Black Creek Rosebud finds the pocket as they get away in program order. Etam Zelli, then Stargazing Cruiser, Bright Out a Little Bit, and Kiss It Better has to pass 5 to win. True Horizon at 8-1 leads for Colin Kelly as they race the their way on past the opening quarter. Black Creek Rosebud is second. Etam's Ellie is third. Stargazing Cruiser still positioned on the inside in front of the trailing pair. Bright Down a little bit and Kiss It Better. 29 seconds, the opening quarter. And True Horizon and Colin Kelly doing the work on the lead. Black Creek Rosebud enjoying the view in the pocket. Etam's Ellie is still on the inside as they come off the turn and roll towards us, but now is going to fire first over, giving cover to Stargazing Cruiser. Then it is back to Bright Down a little bit. And Kiss It Better is still trailing the field. True Horizon, Etam's Ellie on the inside. Black Creek Rosebud, Stargazing Cruiser is spotted second over fourth on the back of Etam's Ellie. Then Bright Down a little bit, and Kiss It Better still has to pass 5 to win. Of a 59 and 1 half time, they race the backstretch. True Horizon, Etam's Ellie's getting closer. True Horizon now is going to get a threat from Etam's Ellie, and Stargazing Cruiser is right tight on the helmet of Etam's Ellie and Paul McKenzie. And then Black Creek Rosebud, Kiss It Better, Bright Down a little bit. And now we're going to get 3-1 action from Stargazing Cruiser. True Horizon clinging to a tenuous lead. Etam's Ellie, Stargazing Cruiser, Black Creek Rosebud on the inside. Kiss It Better and Bright Down a little bit. True Horizon under siege. Etam's Ellie, Stargazing Cruiser. True Horizon is game on the inside though. True Horizon is dug in. True Horizon flying late. Also right there were Stargazing Cruiser and Etam's Ellie, but True Horizon was game and dug in the stretch drive. 158 and 3. True Horizon at 8 to 1, Rob.
Yeah, I'm shocked by the price, Gary. I really am. I know it obviously there was some moments there, some cardiac arrest moments for me in the stretch there, but I'll be honest, I never thought they were going by her. It's one of those ones where you see, like you said, she's under siege, but they're just not getting to her. And she's a horse's game on the front end. You look through her paper, you'll see that she goes to the front and she's tough as nails when she does get to cut out a mile. And that had to be the direction she was going tonight from the pole position. I can't believe she's 8 to 1 in here. She's done nothing but great things in the barn of Jacob Roberts. And here she is again, second start back in that conditioner's outfit. And she pays 8 to 1 in a class she's won many times before.
I think people were just responding too much to that one break, because that's the only break really you can falter with. You see an equipment break a little further down, but if you only have one break and you got the inside post and gate speed, probably shouldn't have been left 8 to 1. That's pretty easy to say now, but you did take this one on top. And game efforts from Stargazing Cruiser and Etam's Ellie, but True Horizons truly was the one to play.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I believe that she was the play in here, and I'm a little bit regretful right now of this pick 5, Gary. We got to get one of these ones down. This one's paying $2.35 for a 20-cent ticket, and I know that it was very gettable for us tonight, especially with one like this, right? 8 to 1 on the board again. I can't believe the price.
Well,
and, hats off to Colin Kelly.
You were definitely all over this, True Horizon, and it turned out that you truly had the right idea. 1, 3, 4, 6, the top 4. Back in front of us, 7-year-old Vertical Horizon Bay mare, owned by Steve Adams, trained by Jacob Roberts. Colin Kelly is the winning driver. 8th win this year, 22nd lifetime. True Horizon. And out trackside, the Collins VIP Patio Party Group. The 5th race payouts, 1 True Horizon. $18, $5.30, and $3.30. 3 ETAM Zelly, $9 and $3.10, and 4 Stargazing Cruiser, $3. The pick 5 of 5, $1,175.65 on a dollar ticket. Exactor, $171, $30 try, $101, $70 super, $388. The fifth race, or finish from the top, so 162354 on the bottom. That's 162354.
Well, we've reached that point in the card, folks. It's the swing race of everything because it's the money leg of that pick 4, which we're actually alive on. We got 2 horses alive. for just over a $50 return on each of them, the 3 First Glance and the 6 Ideal Jet. It's the start of the late pick 4. It's also our carryover in the Super High 5, a carryover of more than $2,900. So this one is for all the marbles, as they say. Hopefully you can map out some winning tickets. But let's take a look at what I'm going to be doing in this late pick 4 sequence. We're going to play it real skinny. Real skinny. We're not spending that much at all, just $1.60 on our ticket here in this late pick 4. We're going to start off with the same 2 we have at the end of the early pick 4, the 3 First Glance and the 6 Ideal Jet. I think Ideal Jet's the one to beat. That's why he's 1-2 right now. But First Glance raced really well last time here at the River. And race number 7, we're just going to single the 1. Let's Get Pickled. Loves this surface. Speedster on the inside. I think he's going to be real tough to beat against that group. And then we're going to just go with the same numbers in races 8 and 9, the 1 and 3, and the 1 and 3. That's the Sailor's Delight in race 8, and Streaky Akoko, my top selection in that dash. And then in the money leg, the finale, nice group of trotters in the preferred. And we're going to go with the 1 Willie or Won't He and the 3 Power and Grace. I would have went in the direction of Power and Grace on top and maybe even as a single, but she's not racing back on a regular rotation. She's missed over a month. And when that happens with her, usually she needs a start or two to get back to her best. So we're going to use Willie or Won't He on top in there and use them both in the pick 4. Again, just $1.60 for a 20-cent wager for this late pick 4. You're going to want to map out your winning wagers for that sequence, but also don't forget a must wager opportunity here in the Super High 5, a carryover of more than $2,900 right here in race number 6. We'll be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at this upcoming dash.
Field for the 7th on parade. 1, Let's Get Pickled. Colin Kelly for Dwayne Marfisi and John Stambatis. Number 2, None of Your Business. Jason Ryan for Kevin Botts and Marion Leonard Christopher.
I think you're on the wrong race, hon.
And number 3 is First Glance. Paul McKenzie for Terry Gillette and Jennifer Doyle and Danny Burt. For Fill the Bank, Brent McDonough for Graham Burgess. 5 is My Land. Jason Ryan for Terry Gillette and Jennifer Doyle.
You all right? It's first day.
Number 6 is Ideal Jet. Nick Boyd for Craig Bars and Norko Sokolovic.
That's never happened before.
Number 7, Mercenary. George Ketros for Mary Ketros. And a great artistic pick, Colin Keller for Kyle Bossons. Field of 8 for race number 6. And Rob, you know, I screwed up the first couple horses in the post parade because I was looking at the picture of the pizza you sent me. What's that? What's that green stuff on the one on the left? My God, that's
Oh,
awful.
I I know that's Megan's favorite. My wife Megan, she loves margarita pizza, and yeah, I don't. That's why there's two pizzas there. I would have got more adventurous, but then the rest of the fam won't eat it, so it's a pepperoni and a margarita, unfortunately.
That margarita pizza just threw me for a loop. I couldn't even do the post braid. Let's talk about Ideal Jet. You didn't get very adventurous with Ideal Jet. 1 to 9.
No, yeah, 1 to 9 an ideal jet right now, and you know what? I think that's an over bet. I do think that he's clearly the one to beat. I think that he's been racing better than his form shows, and I think he's going to love getting back down to this class. But at the same time, he's one that's going to likely try to clear the field in about two strides. He still needs to get away from these and keep on going, and he gets a little bit. Soft in the end of his miles now, getting older at the age of 11. So I think that 1 to 9 is an over bet, but I do think he's the clear one to beat.
Well, I don't know anything about slowing down when you get older, and Ideal Jet is one that I didn't back because of the anticipated lower price. I went to First Glance, and well, that last race at first glance, you think, well, why take this one?
Yeah, you know what? The last one, yeah, you're okay to say that, but he was actually forced over, and I thought that it was actually a better effort, and that one shows as well. The mile went in 50. His own mile was 52 and 2. The winner went in 50 and 1. That was in a pop-up series at Mohawk Park. The one before that here, I thought was fantastic, and we both actually said after that race we got to put him on the watch list because he was first over a long way before getting beat 5 lengths and changed to Capitano Italiano. So I really like his chances in here. I wish that he didn't draw in against the legs of Ideal Jet. That's why I had to put him underneath, but I am using him in the pick four, both finishing and starting off. So first glance, I think he's loved this service in the past, and I love the way he came back to Ontario two back.
And there's one major ace, and I had to write the tip sheet because Ken Middleton on Thursday when they did the draw went to see Elton John, and I put major ace as the long shot special.
Well, you know what? I like that play, and lucky guy, you got to go see Elton John, but you had to do his picks for him. But major ace, I thought as this race could set up well for him. It looks like a class he should be more than competitive against, and I see lots of 6s and 7s for post draws for him. Now he's got the rail. I'm hoping he pushes out of there and just maintains his spot and gets a piece of this. 25 to 1 from the rail. We've seen this before, haven't we, Gary?
Absolutely. And My Land is one that you think can land on the ticket.
I think so. I originally was toying with putting this one higher up in the rankings, but I want to see more from him back in Ontario after coming in from the East Coast. A horse that, he's got 2 wins and 21 starts this year, 11 on the board finishes. I think he should play a part.
And a quick final thought on Sports Nation.
Just inside draw. I wasn't a fan of his last effort, but I think he should figure tonight, especially from post 2.
Well, it's a field of 8. Go enjoy that margarita pizza, buddy. It's a field with Major Ace and Sports Nation and First Glance on the inside of the center. Fill the Bank and My Land, and to the outside, Ideal Jet, Mercenary, and Artistic Pick. Field of 8, race number 6. Here they come. It's a field of 8 for race number 6. There at the start of the rough. First glance, Major Ace, My Land, Ideal Jet on the outside, and then Sports Nation. It is Major Ace on the inside. Ideal Jet on the outside continues to drive. Major Ace and Ideal Jet. First glance is in the front 3, then Sports Nation, and Ideal Jet as expected. Now clears to the front. Major Ace is second, First Glance third, then Sports Nation. Back to My Land, and then it is back to Fill the Bank and Mercenary, and back to Artistic Pick trailing the field, and First Glance quickly pops out from third to come after Ideal Jet. It is Ideal Jet, 7-5 on the board, has a lead of a length and 3/4, and First Glance is charging on the outside, and Major Ace is right there in a good spot on the inside third. Then Sports Nation and My Land and Fill the Bank, then Mercenary and Artistic Pick. It is Ideal Jet who's got the lead. First Glance is going to grind first over and try to wear down Ideal Jet. Major Ace is right there watching those two from a close third. 55-4. This is the halftime. Into the backstretch they go. and racing for this sports nation. And then it is my landfill, the bank, trailing pair, mercenary and artistic pick. It is Ideal Jet. 7-5 on the board, has a lead of about 3 lengths now of our first glance with Major Ace racing third and Sports Nation fourth. And then it is My Land. They hustle on up to 3/4. Ideal Jet. Major Ace is racing second now. First glance is appearing to tire. Then Sports Nation and My Land. 3/4, 124 and 3. And Ideal Jet leads it still, getting a couple taps there. Major Ace is second, first glance is third, and then My Land. They come on down the stretch ride, and Ideal Jet as they turn for home. Ideal Jet, Major Ace. Ideal Jet, Major Ace is getting closer. Ideal Jet wins it. Major Ace was second. Then first glance in My Land, 155 and 1. Ideal Jet did tire at the finish, but held on and got the job done, but at a bit of a low price, 7-5.
Yeah, it's really interesting the way the race kind of shaped up. I'll be honest. I expected, fully this horse to just kind of be alone on the lead there. First glance, I thought would be happy to sit in, and also that price is 7-5, Gary. It's actually quite a nice number compared to what he was throughout the betting. I thought he would be odds on in here, and just showing his class, right? I mean, the horses left out of there on his inside, and he just kept on going until he got to the lead, and then got pressured by first glance to go 55 and 4 to the half. I mean, softened up a little bit and came home, obviously getting tired near the wire, but still had enough to hold off Major Ace, a horse that we were both fond of underneath, and went off at 20-1.
Well, I had to list the long shot special of the night, and 20-1 doesn't get the job done, but at 20-1, certainly race is much better than the odds.
Yeah, definitely outraced the odds, and it was one of those ones, like I said, he's a horse that gets to work from the rail now. Inside post has speed, and we've seen it so many times in these high five races. Just get away well off the gate and sit. When he secured that 2-hole, I said, okay, he's gonna be no worse than second in here, especially when first glance went first up. I was shocked by that because, again, you're going first up against a horse with the kind of class, the back class that Ideal Jet has. It's not going to work out well. But really, he ended up racing pretty well to still finish third.
Yeah, I think we can keep an eye on first glance because that was a solid effort. I thought he might tire off of that and get out of the top 3. So, and then My Land and Sports Nation were the other two that you liked. So you had the right to 5. You called it 6-3-1-5-2 were your picks. So you're going to have to do some work, buddy.
Yeah, I do. I've got to go back to the drawing board, eat some margarita pizza.
Oh, my God, no. Back in front of us is the winner of race number 6. It is number 6, Ideal Jet, an 11-year-old Jeremy's Jet Brown Gelding, owned by Norco Sokolovic and Craig Bars. Craig Bars, the trainer. Nick Boyd's the winning driver. It's the 4th win this year, 47th lifetime. Ideal Jet, 155 and 1. The 6th race. Okay, it's 6 Ideal Jet, 483.93, 31 Major Ace, 1425.93. First glance, $3, $2 exactor, $39.70 trot, $91 dollar win for, $299.80. And the dollar high 5, $394.20. The sixth race order of finish from the tops at 253 64187. That's 253 64187.
The Ontario Select Yearling Sale returns in 2022. The sale will be held September 25th at Winback Farm of Canada in Inglewood, Ontario. The sale lineup features first crop yearlings from Jimmy Freight, McWicked, and Stag Party. Introducing the first North American yearlings from the bank. For more information, visit OntarioSelectYearlingSale.com.
Field for the 7th on parade. 1, Let's Get Pickled, Colin Kellerford, Dwayne Marfisi, and John Stamatis. Number 2, None of Your Business, Jason Ryan for Kevin Botts and Marion Len Christopher. Number 3, Carson's Shadow, Brett Madonna for Vicky Gregg and Bill Carson. And number 4, Lion's Image, Samuel Fillion for Carol Voya and Bruce Tremblay. 5 is DM John Wick, Talibor for Don Lindsay and Andrea Lindsay. And number 6, Denmark Sealster, Talibor for Joshua McKibben and Ralph Spoltor. Field of 6, race number 7. Let's get a look at this field, and where we're going to start at the most obvious place. 1, Let's Get Pickled, and that last race at Flamborough just kind of jumps out here. But it's not just that. You see all kinds of reasons to like Let's Get Pickled in here, Rob.
Yeah, there is. And one of the main ones, too, is, pole position again. And last time, had the pole position here at the river, went to the front and won by 3/4 of a length and didn't actually, kind of just get away with the lead, kind of was a bit sluggish actually off the wings of the gate that time and then came back around to the lead and just to convert as the 2-5 favorite. I thought the efforts most recently were decent. Last time, left out well from post 8, got shuffled and only got beat a length in 4th under the wires. So I think he's going to be, chomping at the bit tonight to bust out of there and control this race throughout. 3-5 of the board. No surprise there. I think he'll go off at odds on at post time. Now,
number 2, None of Your Business is the one we both think is the main challenger. And why not? If you saw that race here September the 2nd, winning by 8.5. And None of Your Business is the one we think could give a little bit of business to 1, Let's Get Pickled.
Yeah, and it's kind of, wild to think that, right? When you see the 1 for 12 this season, 1 for 21 last season, just 3 lifetime wins. But that effort was so impressive, and even just under 33,000 in lifetime earnings for None of Your Business. But that win was so impressive and so much better than what the horse has shown in the past. You think that, well, maybe he might even take a step forward off that victory. And if he does, he might be the main danger, especially if he lands the 2 hole behind Let's Get Pickled, which he's shown that he might have enough foot to do so. 5-1 on the board, I think that's probably about the right price. I don't think he can beat Let's Get Pickled, but who knows? If he takes a step forward, he might be right there.
And one that's more logical in one way, because 6 top 2 finishes and 11 starts this year, Carson's Shadow, and coming in off of good form.
Yeah, and back class, right? I mean, that's the one thing that None of Your Business doesn't have. Maybe the fresher horse in the race, but doesn't have the back class of the likes of Carson Shadow. And that last victory was a good one at Clinton. Now there's a 3,000 last 3. Probably, I would say a notch below the likes of Let's Get Pickled, but still controlled that race throughout and won by a comfortable margin. And before that, only missed by a head of the preferred 3 there to Cranky's Boys. So Carson Shadow, I think, is a logical underneath here, and no surprise he's taking more support than that morning line of 8-1 down to 9-2.
And then number 5, DM John Wick, is an interesting one because we've seen some decent things out of this guy. And, he's only got 1 win this year, but still DM John Wick has some wheels.
He definitely has some wheels, and what he is in here is the opportunity if the race ever falls apart, right? Because this horse seems to do his best work from off the pace and, has been closing up for some decent pieces of it. Finished 3rd last time. And then if you go back before that 3 back here at the river, only missed by a neck to Mr. Cheeseman when he came from off the pace in a short field. And maybe he can do the same in here. But I think he's going to, that was work cut out for him getting to the leader, Let's Get Pickled. But 9-1 on the board, DM John Wick. I wouldn't fault anyone for taking a flyer on him, just in the hopes that maybe there's some fireworks early and he can close into it.
Well, it is a field of 6 for the 7th race on this evening at Grand River Raceway. On a manic Monday at the river. Note the Brett McDonald Drive 3 Carson's Shadow on this field of 6 on the inside. Let's Get Pickled and None of Your Business in the center. Carson's Shadow and Lion's Image to the outside. DM John Wick and Denmark Sealster. Field of 6 for the 7th dash. Here they come. Field for the 7th race into the stretch drive. Gathering speed. And None of Your Business has gone rough and off stride. Quickly recovers, but spots the field a half dozen lengths. Denmark Sealster on the outside is flying. Denmark Sealster on the inside. Let's Get Pickled. Let's Get Pickled and Denmark Sealster. And Carson's Shadow is third. And then Lion's Image and DM John Wick. And None of Your Business after that early problem is back trailing the field. Let's Get Pickled now is going to come around Denmark Sealster and is going to sweep up. Let's Get Pickled on the board at 1-9. Now leads it by 3. Denmark Sealster is second. Racing third is Carson's Shadow. Lion's Image fourth, and then DM John Wick. And back to the trailer, None of Your Business. 27-3 is the opening quarter, and Let's Get Pickled right now is traveling unencumbered on the lead. In front by about 3. Denmark Sealster second. Carson's Shadow is third, and then Lion's Image, and here comes None of Your Business trying to make a recovery, and then back to DM John Wick, and a halftime of 56-4. Let's Get Pickled. Denmark Sealster is racing second. On the inside, Carson's Shadow, and None of Your Business, and then it is Lion's Image and DM John Wick, and on down the backstretch they go. Let's Get Pickled leads it by 3. Denmark Sealster, None of Your Business on the outside is up to third, and then on the outside DM John Wick now is out 3 wide and starting to close, and then Carson's Shadow and Lion's Image. Let's Get Pickled is still traveling unencumbered on the lead. In front by about 3.5. Denmark Sealster is second, None of Your Business third. Then DM John Wick and Carson's Shadow and Lion's Image. Let's Get Pickled 1-9 on the board and is racing like a 1-9 horse should and is cruising to victory. DM John Wick trying to come up and grab second and did so. Then third, Denmark Sealster and Carson's Shadow fourth. Let's Get Pickled 150. 3-4. The tote board told us all we needed to know.
Yeah, it's that was about as easy as it gets for Let's Get Pickled. I mean, he was sharp though. I mean, you can see he was having a good time out there tonight. Colin Kelly, just holding on to him there in the final stages, and he was fired up off the gate. Got beat off the gate again by one, flying from the outside. Denmark Sealster kind of ambushed the field, but his intentions were to come right back around. He did that and won with ease and 53-4. Let's Get Pickled certainly likes it here at the river. And against that group, I mean, he deserved that 1-9 designation.
Yeah, and I don't think you can fault Denmark Sealster because that Tyler Borth had a plan outside post position, get off the gate, and probably knew that he wanted to sit the pocket and behind Let's Get Pickled.
Well, that's the best seat, right? When there's a horse going off at 1-9, that's going to be on the engine. You want to be right behind that one so you can complete the exacta or maybe be there if that one, makes a misstep. But Denmark Sealster raced well, got picked up in the late stages by DM John Wick, and that's really what DM John Wick's been doing, right? He gets away usually at the back of the pack in these smaller fields and then kind of just gives one big run late in the mile and sees what he can get. And he's been doing a good job to get the pieces underneath, and this time around he completes the exact at 18-1.
And of course, we liked None of Your Business for second, but we didn't like that early break.
Now that break put him in a pretty big hole early, especially a horse that you're expecting to maybe be in the 2-hole or blast out of there. I think we'll have to keep an eye on him next time. Though this is a real big step up in class for None of Your Business, and I think next time he minds his manners, maybe against easier company, we'll see him back in the winner's circle. On
the board, we have a 1-5-6-3. Rolling back in front of us into the winner's circle, 1 Let's Get Pickled, 6-year-old Articulator. Bay gelding owned by John Stamatis of Bolton. Dwayne Marfisi is the trainer. It's the 6th win this year, 19th lifetime. The winning drive to Colin Kelly, second on the evening for Colin. The 7th race Payouts 1. Let's Get Pickled 220, 210, 210, 5. DM John Wick 690, 376. Denmark Sealster 380. Dollar pick 3, 3 of 3, 54.30. $2 exactor 10, $40 try 25.30. Dollar super 61.40. The seventh race order finish from the top 164523. That's 164523. Field for the 8th race on Parade 1 is a Sailor's Delight. Brent McDonough for Ruth Moore and James Hasty.
Oops.
Number 2 is Tierra Dancer. Paul McKenzie for Les Posen.
It's definitely our first day.
And number 3 is Streaky Yokoko. Samuel filling up for Danny Fontaine and Mark Sear. And 4 Jam Outspoken. Tyler Moore for Ryan Stewart and Lisa Stewart. And 5 Ace 44 Money. Scott Coulter for Steve Coulter and Colin Tansley Burrows. 6 is scratched. Let's get a look at this field. And you see, Rob, even this post break got messed up. Christine still probably reacting to that pizza shot that I couldn't handle.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you guys are really ripping on the margarita pizza tonight. I mean, I got to tell Megan that she's caused all kinds of issues at the river because of a bad choice in pizza. But Streaky Coco, Gary, I think right now 4-1. I'm surprised this horse isn't taking more support. Last time raced at Mohawk Park, and obviously against a little bit tougher there, and the winners of 1 was Overland for a lot of that mile. And now gets back to the river where, she's had success. And I don't really think she faces the most difficult group tonight in a 5-horse field here. So I like her on top. And, 3-1, I would say anything above, 2-1 would be a decent price on Streaky Coco.
I think people are over-responding to that August the 29th mile here. Didn't leave well and then only finished 5th, but now has a better post position, likely to be more forwardly placed. 1 is Sailor's Delight, missing chart line, 5th beaten 5.5 and 58-1. Not a great line, but inside post position, maybe it could get things turned right back around, as this one might be able to set sail from the inside.
Yeah, she kind of went a tougher trip last time. I'm not really sure she's the type of, mare that is going to withstand those difficult journeys. So I think, the rails got to help her chances. And if we look down to the one line, in a condition claimer here from post 2, she went to the front and she only got beat ahead. And I think the plan tonight's got to be to push out of there all she can. But 1-9 right now on the Sailor's Delight, I can't get there at that price on her, even though I do like her and use her in my pick 4. She's 1 for 12 this season, 0 for 6 before that. She hits the board with frequency, but again, now up to even money. So we're seeing these odds jump around a lot. But even as an odds-on choice, I would say I'd go in a different direction here. Sailor's Delight has a chance, but again, it's just too short of a number.
Number of 5 Ace 44 Money. It was 37-1 last time out and finished 8th. Now that was post 7, now post 5, but is 3-1 on the board.
Yeah, Ace 44 Money was kind of intriguing in here for me. I didn't go 3 deep in the pick 4. Kind of wishing I did now with seeing the support for the rail horse. But I thought last time, again, post 7, we're just going to stroke that one right off the page. And then before that, it was a 4th place finish in against this group, and I think against a tougher field, right, with the likes of Big Lady J. So now we see her getting back in on a regular rotation. She's taking support at 5-2. I think she's one of the main players in here, but I just got her underneath in my selections.
And Tierra Dancer's a kind of hard one to figure out in here because, has just 1 top 3 finish on the year, but it was a win at Clinton 2 races ago. Then last race, it didn't fare well at all.
No, it didn't. But the one thing about Tierra Dancer is that, the inside post should help her chances. She does have a little bit of pop off the gate. If she can, just get away and sit in for a trip, I think she can certainly be in the conversation against this group. And, the price is right at 7-1. Again, this is kind of, we got a 5-horse field here, and I don't know if there's a whole lot of depth to this field. That's why I thought Streaky Coco might be the play, because she's been kind of a peripheral player knocking at the door at this level, and now I think she's got her chance to step right through it. But Tierra Dancer, one that I think you do have to use in the trifecta and super.
And if you're going to bet a double ticket and take Streaky Coco, how deep do you want to go in the 9th race? How confident do you feel for the double ticket?
I like Willie Irwoni, and the reason why is that he was so sharp last time. Yes, he's stepping up to the preferred now, but that was a big mile, 56-1, and held on against Midnight Miracle, who's actually a spot play of mine now in the Horse Players Journal at Mohawk Park. So I'm going to just go 2 deep still with Power and Grace and Willie Irwoni. Might even single Willie Irwoni. Power and Grace, I think, is one you've got to respect. She races better though when she's on a regular schedule. She's not. She's off for nearly a month right now.
Well, it's a field of 5 for this 8th race, and the second last dash on this Manic Monday at the River, and they are taking up their positions. A Sailor's Delight and Tierra Dancer on the inside. In the center, Streaky Yukoko. And to the outside, Jam Outspoken and Ace 44 Money. Field of 5. 8th dash. Monday night at the River. Post time. It's a field of 5 for the 8th race. They're at the start of the rough. Tierra Dancer, Streaky Yokoko. A Sailor's Delight on the inside. Then it is Jam Outspoken, and Ace 44 Money is trailing the field. A Sailor's Delight on the inside has the lead. Tierra Dancer now is going to find the pocket in Streaky Yokoko as they get away in program order. Jam Outspoken is racing fourth, and then it's Ace 44 Money, and the field is spread out to the opening quarter, and A Sailor's Delight leads as they race on past the opening quarter. Tierra Dancer is second, and Streaky Yokoko is third. Then Jam Outspoken and Ace 44 Money is trailing the field, and off that 28-1 opening quarter, they're going to race up towards the half with Tierra Dancer in the pocket behind A Sailor's Delight and Streaky Yokoko. Then Jam Outspoken, Ace 44 Money. They're still 5 in a line as they race on past the half, and Brett McDonald with A Sailor's Delight looks for that second panel breather, and it is a 30-1 second panel, half of 58-2. On into the backstretch they go. A Sailor's Delight. Tierra Dancer watching from second, but A Sailor's Delight now is put a little wind in those sails and is driving on and leads it by 2 1/4. Tierra Dancer, Streaky Yokoko to the outside now, is working first over and trying to come on and close against A Sailor's Delight. And then Ace 44 Money trying to pass Jam Outspoken and has done so. 3/4, 128. A Sailor's Delight, Streaky Yokoko is chipping away. Is a length and 3/4 back. Tierra Dancer third. Ace 44 Money and Jam Outspoken, they turn for home, and A Sailor's Delight looks sharp still. They come on down the stretch drive. A Sailor's Delight now is cruising at the finish. A Sailor's Delight wins it. Then Streaky Yokoko was second. Ace 44 Money picks up third. Mile of 157-1. A Sailor's Delight took a lot of money early, Rob, and then kind of lived up to that billing.
Yeah, she sure did. She went right to the front tonight again. The power of the pole position, right? Last time kind of went an overland trip. This time around goes right to the lead and wins with relative ease. This wasn't the toughest installment of this class, but she did so in fine form. 28-1 to the quarter. She gets a breather in that second quarter and a pretty soft middle half, but it didn't matter. She was much the best. They weren't really coming to her at all at the wire.
And I should mention, we both went 3-1, but Manic Monday took it 1-3-5-4. So little show of handicapping expertise from Manic Monday in this 8th race.
There you go. Manic Monday always coming up with winners on Monday nights. No question about it. But, Streaky Yokoko, I thought that when she came first over, she might make a better bid. But I think right now she's kind of just relegated to one, Gary, that you've got to kind of look underneath in this class. She's hasn't won in some time, but she often does get a piece of it, and maybe that's what we're going to have to get used to.
Yeah, we kind of fell in love with her a little while back, but maybe some of that love is starting to wear off. A Sailor's Delight did help a little bit more of that love wear off here, but A Sailor's Delight was full marks. It's a 1-3-5-2 top 4 in race number 8. Front of us is the 8th race winner, won A Sailor's Delight, a Chestnut 4-year-old Bay of Sharks mare. Owned by Ruth Moore and James Hasty. Ruth Moore is the trainer. It's the second win this year in Lifetime. A Sailor's Delight. The winning drive to Brett McDonald. Eighth race pouch, one is Sailor's Delight, 440, 290, 210. Three, Stricky Yokoko, 260, 210. Five, Ace 44 Money, 220. $2 exactor, $570 try for $40 super, 25.30. Eighth race order of finish from the top, 14253 scratch. That's 14253 scratch. Field for the 9th on parade. 1, Willie or Won't He, Colin Keller, Kyle Bossenson, Phil McGuire. Number 2, Bastiano, Scott Culver, Don Lindsay, and Bernie Barr. And number 3, Power and Grace, Brett McDonough, Ron McDonald, and Hartel Maintenance, and Lorimer McClure. For Sheena Soldier, Tyler Borth, for Tim Cherwaco and Gary Green. And 5, Charbro Prince, Paul McKenzie, for John Breyer and Randy Breyer. 6, Cena Magician, Garrett Rooney, for Jennifer Pinkerton. And number 7, Insanity, Jason Ryan, for Tisha Symes and Michael Goldberg. And 8 is Cameron Hanover, Tyler Moore, for Camila Christoforou and Charles Christoforou and Irvin Holdings. Field of 9, a really good-looking bunch of preferred trotters. Let's get a look at this field, and we're going to start with 1, Willie or Won't He, although, Rob, you've had an ongoing love affair with Cena Magician, and you've gone off of that one, not on your top 5, but your top one is Willie or Won't He.
Yeah, I had to go off that one tonight from post 6, Gary. But yeah, Willie or Won't He? We've kind of talked about this one kind of getting back into his best form. I know you kind of jumped in a little bit early on him on Industry Day at the preferred level. He went to the lead on that occasion at a big price and then faded throughout against a strong group where actually Cena Magician was the winner. But since then, second 3 back, second 2 back, and then got the job done last time, went to the lead, went through pretty, legit fractions before holding on by a nose over Midnight Miracle. Now he gets the all-important pole position tonight. I think he's going to be very difficult to beat off the gate, and 8-5 on the board. That's about the price I was expecting. I just thought that this is a race that he might be able to control, and I think he's getting confident again, and this 48-time winner might be able to double up.
And, 48 wins. Number 3, Power and Grace, 40 wins lifetime, 16 since the 1st of January last year, and certainly a very good mare, one that can also get off the gate.
Yeah, and she can do it other ways too, right? She can come from off the pace. She can rough it first up. I mean, she's versatile, and she's a real nice trotting mare. Like you mentioned, 40 lifetime wins, and this season 7 for 22, and has hit the board 16 times. And, I just think that with Power and Grace, I love it when she's on a regular schedule. She's not tonight. She's missed actually over a month. I thought it was less than a month earlier when I looked at it, but it's actually over a month of action. But the last one was a win in the Vic Hader Memorial at Clinton Raceway. But if we just go back, 3 lines, July 25th here, she actually got beat by Arrakis late when she wasn't racing on a regular schedule. So I just think that she looks like one that might be worth playing against in here, and I thought you'd want to do it with Willie or Won't He, but the way the odds board's shaking out right now, it's 6-5 and 5-2. They're the 2 choices anyways.
And Bastiano moves back up off of a dominant win at Georgian Downs and certainly loves to fire early.
Yeah, Bastiano, should be the one that blasts out of there early. I thought that he would take more support in here, but he probably is in the exotics. He's 30-1 right now. I'd be shocked if he's that number in the exotics because he's a horse that has tactical speed, and when he's put into the race and can kind of sit a reasonable journey, he's effective. It's when he has to rough it is when he usually fades out of it, like 3 starts back when he was first over. So I'm thinking if he could just get to the pylons and sit in the 2-hole, 3-hole, stay put there, he can hit the ticket somewhere. 30-1's an overlay on the 2 Bastiano.
Sheena Soldier was going well before that last race.
I like Sheena Soldier a little bit in here to hit the ticket somewhere because if you go back 3 back here, this horse was racing fantastic. Came around the whole field to win 3 back, and I thought really impressed me in that effort. Got placed up to victory before that. I actually made him my best bet at Mohawk Park when he got beat on August the 30th. 25-1, big number. You got to use that one in your high 5.
And I'll throw this in. I think you have to use Cena Magician in your top 5. I understand you taking this one maybe out of the top 2 or 3, but I just can't see Cena Magician not being in the top 5. We'll see how it unfolds, but that one is 6-1 on the board. It's a field of 8 taking up their positions. Willie Ormoti, Bastiano, and Power and Grace on the inside. Sheena Soldier, Chambro Prince to the outside. Cena Magician, Insanity, and Cameron Hanover. It is a field of 8. It's the 9th dash. Here they come.
Giddy up.
And the field for race number 9 is at the start of the rough. Bastiano, Power and Grace, and Willie Ormoti. And then Insanity, Sheena Soldier, Cameron Hanover on the outside. Then it is back to Chambro Prince, and Cena Magician is trailing the field. Willie Ormoti has the lead as they race into the backstretch, and Sheena Soldier marched off stride. And now there is Cameron Hanover driving on the outside and is up to challenge Willie Ormoti. Bastiano is racing third. Power and Grace is racing fourth. And then it is Insanity and Chambro Prince and Cena Magician. Cameron Hanover now is going to take the lead. Cameron Hanover at 5-1 has the front. Willie Ormoti is racing second and is going to come to the outside now and look to reclaim the lead from Cameron Hanover as they race the way off the turn. Cameron Hanover, Willie Ormoti. Bastiano is racing third. Willie Ormoti striding back up now and is going to clear to the front. Cameron Hanover second. Bastiano is third. And there goes a marching Chambro Prince, and then Power and Grace is locked down to the inside. And Cena Magician now is kicked into gear. And then it is back to Insanity. It is Willie Ormoti who's got the lead. Willie Ormoti leads, and here comes Chambro Prince moving, and then Cameron Hanover on the inside third. Cena Magician now has popped up into contention. Bastiano on the inside, Power and Grace to the outside, and now Chambro Prince has taken over. Willie Ormoti couldn't hold off Chambro Prince, and Cena Magician has taken second. Willie Ormoti is dropping back. Cameron Hanover pops out. Willie Ormoti is retreating on the inside. Then Bastiano and Power and Grace and Insanity, and the field turns for home. And it is Chambro Prince off 3/4, 127, and they turn on down the lane. And Chambro Prince and Cena Magician is closing. Chambro Prince, Cena Magician as they come to the finish. It is close between those two. Chambro Prince and Cena Magician. Then Cameron Hanover third. And fourth was Power and Grace, 157 flat. Well, that didn't quite go the way we mapped it out.
No, it did not, and I don't know if he got there. In fact, I don't think he did. But I guess my lack of loyalty cost me large there because, listen, I went against Cena Magician. I'm usually in his camp. I didn't see how it was going to work out tonight, but they mixed it up early. That's what kind of happened, right? You got Willie Ormoti going to the front, and then he originally tried to take on the likes of Cameron Hanover before letting him go. Coming back around him, it was pretty busy on the front end there, and it really set up nicely for one like Cena Magician and, of course, Chambro Prince, who I think held on, but I don't know, it was close.
I thought so, but I did know it was close enough that I thought I'd just maybe better light sell it here, and here comes the slow motion at the finish. Did hold on Chambro Prince, which we should mention because none of us talked about Chambro Prince, and yet raced at back-to-back wins, and then not bad at Mohawk last time out.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this, and it's a woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? 2 in a row. One of those wins was right here, and it was a dominant one. And then last time at Mohawk Park, I had him picked very high in the Horse Player's Journal at 25-1 there. He comes back to the service he won at 3 starts ago, and I say, I'll just leave him off the ticket. Big misstep by yours truly tonight, but this is a very deep field, right? I mean, that was a great race. I mean, there was lots of action. Chambro Prince, it was a hard-fought victory, and this should be a very interesting high five because it's not often, Gary, that we see 5, 6, 8, and 7. We got 4 of the outside numbers all landing in this high five.
Well, I'll give you credit for using Cameron Hanover. That was a really sharp effort. Cameron Hanover did a lot of work.
It was, and he's not the type of horse that typically does that. You watch him at Mohawk Park, he's a horse that gets really brave off a favorable journey. Tonight, he blasted out from post 8, was stuck a long way before making the lead, then had to let one go. I mean, he ended up finishing third, but that was a solid effort from Cameron Hanover, and it'd be interesting to see him draw inside against a group like this.
Well, as you mentioned, the outside 4 post positions get on the top 5. It should pay really well because Willie Ormoti took a lot of action and didn't make the top 3, and Power and Grace at 5-2 back in 4th. Back in front of us is number 5, Charbroil Prince, a chestnut 5-year-old royalty for life gelding, owned by John Breyer and Randy Breyer. John Breyer, the trainer, Paul McKenzie with the driving double 2 on the evening for Paul McKenzie as he marches towards 10,000 lifetime wins. Still got maybe about 900 to go. Ninth race payouts: 5, Charbroil Prince, 1040, 520, and 440. 6, Cena Magician, 620, 778. Cameron Hanover, 760. $2 exactor, $70, $80 try, 158.80. Double 25.50. They win for 66.75. A 20-cent high 5. $8,916.96. Ka-ching. Ninth race or a finish from the top: 764 81253. That's 764 81253. Well, fans, and there is your photo from the 9th and final dash. Racing action for this Monday evening has concluded. Racing resumes here this Wednesday with the first race post time of 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Christine.
Good night, Gary.
Good night, Robert. Enjoy the pizza.